Everyone, welcome back. My name is Lynn Wilson and welcome to my home. And I promised you I wanted to have a refreshing week this week. I wanted to just be refreshed. Okay, listen, I know things are crazy right now. The world is nuts. The world is nuts. The food is nuts. The gas prices are nuts. Everything's nuts. Weather's crazy, but I can tell you this. I'm going to hold up a sign and I don't know if it's going to come in backwards. I tried to fix it. Your attitude determines your direction. So what kind of attitude are you having? Now, some of these things I'm going to tell you, I know I'm going to get comments. I'm like, that's stupid. That makes no sense. You know what? If that's how you feel, I'm sorry. I am coming to you to encourage you to know that we can do this. And we will do this and we will get through this. We have a mountain in front of us. It's called the cost of gas. Very expensive. It's been going up. We are getting gas today because it went down 14 cents. What? Come over to my area in New Jersey. Now, that's not everywhere. There are areas in New Jersey, you know, if I go west of me, it's probably 50 cents more a gallon. So we have that Gas Buddy and we know where it's cheaper in our area, the Gas Buddy app. So we're using that. We're heading out tonight to go have a Korean dinner with my cousin who just moved back from Korea. And he's cooking us some food. So on our way, we're going to stop at the cheapest place. I'm on half a tank and we're going to fill up. So my question was this. We're going to have a refreshing week. And how do we have a fresh perspective on the high cost of gas? That is part of it. Now, let me say this. I cannot control the cost of gas. I am not a prophet. I can't predict when that will change. But I was saying to my husband, I remember as a kid growing up, maybe many of you, I know are my age and older, will remember when we had the gas lines. Do you remember that? I forget the whole story behind. I was a kid. I don't even remember when it was. Maybe, I guess it was the 70s. Must have been in the 70s. And then I think we had it again in the 80s. I think we did when I started my career. But anyway, I remember in the 70s having this problem and seeing, we lived here and there was a gas station like here on the corner on the main highway. And we could look across the field and we could see the gas station. And the cars ran down the street next to us and we could see the lineup at the pump. I remembered when I was sitting there looking at it one day, my mom and dad were talking and said, we never thought we would raise our kids in this type of environment. And then I you know, it's funny, it's a blur, but I think we had it again in the 80s or the late 70s, early 80s, I don't remember. And we had another thing where it was odd and even days based on your license plate and you had to get gas and all that stuff. Well, I remember during that time, the Garden State Parkway, which is like the main drag up and down New Jersey from one end of the state to the other, there was an extra lane on the parkway and it had diamonds on it. And you could only be in that lane if you were doing a carpool. And you had to have like 4 or more people in your car to use that fast lane or you got ticketed and all that. Well, you know what? Those diamonds are gone. That lane is long gone. Those gas lines are long gone. Things do change. Things come for a season and then they leave. These gas prices are what they are. I said to my husband, you know what? At least in New Jersey, we don't pump our own gas. We have gas attendants. I could go to that gas attendant and say, can you fill it up? And tell him, I don't like the price of that gas. Can you change it for me? And he's going to laugh because he's paying the same price. I can have a meltdown. I can have a temper tantrum. I can flip out and say all the things that I want to say. Is that going to change the situation? Absolutely not. So here's the deal. You know, and I told you, this is not like a PhD kind of philosophy here. This is basic everyday thoughts to have. I can't change it, but what I can change is my attitude. My husband reminded me, and I wrote this down, necessity is the mother of creativity. Listen, times like this, times are hard, you get creative. Why do you think so many people become millionaires overnight? Because they go, oh, there's a problem, let me create, let me invent this thing that will serve its purpose during this crisis. They sell something on TV, you know what I'm talking about. Somebody can always find a way to make money on a crisis, and somebody will invent something that will save the day for something that we're going through. They'll make their million, When the crisis is over, they won't sell that item anymore. They walk away happy because they made $1 million and pretty much laughing at the rest of us that, you know what, this too shall pass. It will pass. It will pass. It is not forever. Do I like it? No. Do I want it? No. Do I roll my eyes at it? Yes. Am I frustrated? Absolutely. I'm no different than the rest of you. But I will say this. I said to my husband, okay, remember back when? Now, when we were married, our oldest was probably, I don't know, 6, 7, 8 years old. And, you know, we wanted to start taking family vacations, and we got hit so hard. Financially that year, we had no money. We couldn't afford to do anything. We had no money. We had no money. And I was determined we were going to go on a family vacation. And my husband's like, there's no money. I said, you know what? My grandmother always said, when there's a will, there's a way. And I'm determined we're going on vacation. So we wanted to go on a family vacation. What do you do when you have no money? You know what? If you're a mama or you're a dad, you know you would do anything for your kids. And my kid wanted to go on vacation. We were going. So I went and I looked up free things to do in New Jersey. Now, that was even before internet. There was no Google, none of that. Went to the library. They have magazines there that, you know, you can take out. I looked up every New Jersey magazine I could find. I asked people. I went. I did all my research. We found a number of free things to do in New Jersey. One was a firehouse. Now you think, well, what's the big deal? Well, it was a vintage firehouse. It was in Cape May. I don't even know if it's there anymore, but it had the pole and it had a fire truck that you can climb on. My son was 6, 7, 8 years old. This was like a thrill of a lifetime. Got to put on the clothes and got to meet a real fireman. They got to go on the truck. He got to ring the bell, got to go down the pole, all this kind of stuff. It was free. We went to a couple of other museums that we found were free. Going out to your state capital, we can go out to Trenton and the museums there are free. We did that. What was the other thing that we did that was, we found a train that was about 45 minutes from us and the train ride was free. We found so many free things to do that week. And what we did is we packed water from the tap. We packed peanut butter and jelly sandwiches for the road, and I scrounged up any other bits and pieces of food that I could find that would be a snacky thing, and we went out. We had breakfast before we left. We'd eat our peanut butter and jelly and our chips or whatever we had and our water. While we were out, we did our free activity, and we told our son, guess what we're doing? Now think of this attitude, right? Guess what we're doing? We're going on vacation this week. We're going to a fire department. We're going on a train ride. We're going to a museum. My kid didn't have a clue that we were broke and destitute in terms of money, but we went on a family vacation and we had peanut butter and jelly. We had such a good time. And to this day, my son remembers that vacation as being one of the best vacations he ever had. Listen, it was all about our attitude. Now, back then I can say, what did it cost us? A tank of gas? I know right now you're saying, Lynn, that would cost a tank of gas. But listen, back then I had no money for the admission to things. I had no money to do things. So I was creative and we found free things to do in our area. It cost me a little bit of gas and tolls or whatever the case might be. We were able to do that. We planned some when we didn't have money to eat out. So when I came home, that's when I would be creative and make boxed macaroni and cheese, and we just would eat it kind of on a fancy plate, or we would do a different centerpiece. That week I remembered I said to my son, you're in charge of the centerpieces, Mom's in charge of the food. And one night I came out and it was a Lego thing set up, and I said, go get the extra pieces of Lego. And we sat and we put together Legos while we ate our dinner. It was a cheap meal, whatever I could find, whatever I could put together. But the types of dishes you serve it on, the centerpiece that you do, maybe sit out in the backyard and have it one time, maybe one time set up a blanket and put a movie on, and you sit and, you have a movie night and have some popcorn. Popcorn's cheap. Listen, it can change your life in the way you do things. Even if you're a family of one, I don't want to say even. If you're a family of one or you're a family of more. So if you're a family of one, put the blanket on the rug and go have a picnic and watch a movie for yourself and throw in your favorite movie and eat your food sitting on the blanket and make it a night. Listen, if you can't afford to go out, maybe I said to my husband, you know what you can do is share. Hey, you do grocery shopping at Walmart, so do I. And you and your friend can say, how about I drive this week? I'll take us grocery shopping. And then next week you drive. Carpool. You know, maybe go for a walk. Maybe the store is 5 minutes from your house and you can walk there versus driving there. Look at that. You're going to get exercise and maybe lose a few pounds and tone up because you can't afford the gas, but you can afford the walk. We can't change what it is. I cannot go back to a month ago, 2-3 months ago when gas was a whole lot cheaper. I can't change that. I can't change the fact that choices have been made that I have no control over, and it is what it is. But what I can change is my attitude. And listen, I'm going to say this. You have one life to live. You can live as miserable as you want to live it, or you can live it the best you can live it. At the end of your life, you can look back and say, no matter what, we made it through. We did the best we could with what we had. Do you think I like this? I don't like it one bit. Don't take it that, oh, Lynn thinks there's no big deal. No, it is a big deal. And we are changing that. We do errands 1 day a week, and we're even trying to do it every other week. Instead of 4 times, 4 times a week, we would think nothing of hopping in the car, to maybe once a week or even twice a month to run errands when we have to. There's options of having things shipped to you for free. Maybe this is the time to start experimenting. What can I get shipped to me that I don't have to go to the store for? I had to order something the other day, and it was free shipping. And I thought, ooh, I'm almost out of laundry detergent. I'm going to throw that in there. And I had my laundry detergent delivered, and it didn't cost me anything for delivery. It was free, came to my house. I didn't have to drive anywhere. And then you're going to say, well, now I'm going to be stuck in the house and I can't go anywhere and I'm going to feel claustrophobic and I can't. Listen, get out and enjoy your yard. Go for a walk around your neighborhood. Just sit on your front porch and watch the world go by. Change your attitude. It will change everything. Again, I don't like it. I can't change it. But what I can change is my perspective. I can get creative. I can find new ways to do things, better ways to do things. I like talking to my friends that have a great attitude and saying, what are you guys doing? How are you saving money? We decided one thing we got rid of was our cable. My husband is home all day on disability. He enjoys having cable TV. It is not a necessity. We got rid of our cable, saved a lot of money. We're changing our phone plan. We found a better phone plan, a whole lot cheaper for us. We had changed it a couple of years ago and saved money. A friend of mine told me of something else. We're changing our phone plan. We're going to save money. Between the two things, the cable and the phone, we're going to save about $300 a month. Well, that's a lot of money. Yeah, that's a lot of money. And now we can take that $300. Unfortunately, it's going to probably go on a tank of gas here or there. But you know what? At least I was able to do that. Maybe it's time to start cleaning out the house and decluttering and selling some of that furniture or craft stuff or clothing or who knows what, appliances that you have that you're not using. Clean out the house, declutter, sell that stuff on Facebook Marketplace, eBay, whatever you want to do, whatever options that you like, and take that little bit of money and put that in the gas fund and say, hey, I got an extra $200 this month for the gas fund. Listen, you got to do what you got to do, but I really, really want to just say changing your attitude can give you a whole fresh perspective on this high cost of gas. Thanks so much for coming over. I'm looking forward to chatting with you all this week. We're going to do it together. We're in this together. You're not alone. We're going to do the best we can with what we've got. But you know what? When we can just encourage each other and say, you know what? I need to have a fresh perspective. Why am I walking around miserable over a choice that somebody else made that I can't control? You know, that's like drinking poison, waiting for the other person to die. Because you're mad at them, you're going to get all kind of snarky about it, and they're walking around like everything's fine. But you're walking around miserable. Well, how is that helping? That's not helping. Change your attitude, get a great attitude, start getting creative. Leave a comment below on maybe some ways that you know you can save money. How can you save money on gas? Maybe creative ways of doing things. I would love to hear from you, and I know the other viewers would as well. All right, we'll catch you all on the next video.